just get it out of the way. In terms of Andrew and his development, obviously you're worried about your own team. But just watching some of those games, he's had games where he's dropped 47. He's had games where he's only scored 8 points. Where is he, just from your perspective, in his development?
He's come a long way from watching him even younger, and when he first got in the league, he's been more of a leader. I think he's establishing himself a lot more within the game, being more aggressive, not the laid back Andrew that sometimes used to be when he was younger. I think I think sky's the limit for him. Not only offensively but defensively too in years to come. And that's about all the praise I'm going to give him right now.
He just said he intends to play for Canada again. You're the guy that's played the most for Canada. I mean, that must make you happy to hear him say that.
Yeah, for sure. We need every piece. I mean, of course, it's always his decision, and I don't get into all that, but we would love to have everybody play.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys ever talk about that kind of stuff? Because I guess it's sort of awkward, right? Every guy's situation is different.
It's not really awkward especially when you know somebody and you grew up with somebody so well. It's not really awkward, but I mean, I didn't really talk much about it, his decision this past year, summer or whatnot. But I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I know Andrew. I know how what type of guy he is, so I don't have no doubts about him.
I mean, do you think he could have made a difference in the Philippines?
Of course, everybody. A lot of people could have made a difference, but we went with what we had, and we were still right there, and it was still a disappointment for us. I mean, we still felt like we could have made it.
When you look at a young team, like when you look at Minnesota, do you see them as a young team, or do you see them their talent first? Like, what sticks out to you?
Well, they're a young team, but yeah, they're very talented. They play hard. It's going to be, a tough game. They're taking a lot of, good teams down to the wire. I think in Charlotte the other day, they beat them in overtime. So, and we know how hard it is to go into Charlotte and win. So we know it's going to be a good game tonight. So we got to come, prepared for, them to come out, with a lot of energy and pushing the pace.
With a guy like Towns, he's one of those guys that I mean, he obviously can step out, but he actually does have a really good post game too. For somebody in your situation who might be called on to help, like, I guess you got to be extra alert with him. Yeah,
for sure. You got to be very, extra alert with him. He's a unique big in terms of he moves like a guard out there, fast, can put it on the floor, can shoot out, outside jumper, can play in the post. So you definitely got to be aware of, him at all times where he's on the court.
Are you surprised with their record? I think the last couple of years, people think Minnesota's going to turn the corner and be a playoff team. I think they have 5-6 wins right now. Is that surprising to you?
Not really. I mean, they were in a lot of close games. Like I said, some they might have dropped the ball on them, but we know they're a good team. So I mean, it's still early in the season, and I never worried too much about record. So.
For all the young talent that they have, do people sort of sometimes forget how big that learning curve is for any player, regardless of the talent, getting used to the grind of the NBA and what it takes to win and have consistent success?
Yeah, there's a learning curve, but I mean, some players develop faster than others. So I mean, at some point in time, you got to win games or whatnot, and you got to get better. You can't just stay the same and. You're going to be out the league fast if, the learning curve's too slow. So, but, I mean, they're a young team, and I'm sure they'll be, good in years to come for sure.